Wow, for the fantastic Mr. Baptiste!
Shitholes, this is not one of them. Thank you for having me. It's topping off a lovely week, and a lovely few days, right? This week, me and my girlfriend, we're celebrating. We've been together 10 years now. But don't worry, she didn't give a shit either. That's fine. Don't worry. One man tries to get a round of applause going. Thanks for coming, Dad. Appreciate that. I still call her my girlfriend on stage, right? Because I know saying fiance feels weird. Do you know what I mean? Because she said no. So. Sometimes it's friend, you know. Depends if he's there. Now we're very happy about getting married, kind of everything. Very happy. We're long term now. Any long termers in? Give me a woo. Woo. That felt like people sat on their own, sat next to somebody who stayed clone told silent. That's what that fucking sounded like to me. Because I get it, guys. Like, being long term, I love her. She's great. But you don't need to try as hard. Like, it's dead chill, guys. Like, the thing I can like in being in a long-term relationship too, it's like when you're on a busy train, but you've got a reserved seat. Everyone around you's having a horrible time, and you are as well, but you're sat down. It's just ever so slightly better. Magic improvement, you know. But we are getting married. Did anybody get married here? Just one man on his own. Couldn't afford the two of you. You saw the price of it. Well, I'll do it for half price. Good stuff, man. Do you enjoy it here? Was it a good wedding? Great. Yeah? Do you know what a vol-au-vent is? £700. You're right, mate. Fucking can't sit on the plane. I don't know how I'm going to afford it, right? Because I'm trying to get into shape for the wedding. Well, that's what I'm trying to do, right? So I started going out running. Because I noticed, like, she's started to tell me that I've put on weight. But the subtle things that she started to call me, you know, things like leg, plump, fat bastard, you know, subtle things you pick up doing this job, you know, and like, I've started going out running, right, but it's not for me. Like, I don't know if there's any runners in this room, but fuck me, I mean, you've got a nice place to run around here, but like, what I have to do, to get myself in the zone, I have to pretend I'm in a chase scene. It works, just imagine Bradley Walsh is there asking you questions, it's wonderful. But she had a go at me, like, with Nicola, my partner, because the thing is, I go out running after gigs, in the dark, at night, which is going to keep the dark. Some of them are for me, don't worry, I enjoyed that. And she said, Jack, if you're going out there in the darkness, right, wearing all black clothing, and there's the woman out walking on the road late at night, you could appear out of nowhere, and you could spook her. I said, I don't want to do that. She said, well, the best thing you can do for a woman out walking on her own late at night, just tell her that you're there. I said, I'm sorry. She said, I just need to say to her, I'm just coming up behind you. Don't worry, I'm not a threat. Which I feel is exactly what a threat might say. Like, I'm no expert, but I don't think you start with getting in the van. Like, you probably build up a rapport. I don't know. You know, and I've been quite heavily out on the run. I think the idea of going over the vicinity, I'll be arrested. Especially as I'm bouncing around the corner going, the chase is on! Brother Walsh thing. Believe it or not, Stockport, wherever the fuck I am, I don't do comedy full time. A lot of people don't know that I do stand up, HMRC, people like that. I've got a day job. I work in retail. Any retail workers here, give me a woo. Woo. Oh, there's a lot over this area. With this lady here, what's your regiment? What you do?
Me.
Is it not you that woo?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a market.
What'd you do?
I'm a market trader.
You're a market trader. That's proper, like, that's proper retail. That's proper in the...
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay. I can tell you've got the patter. The banter is right there. It's enormous of you right now.
I don't want to overshadow you.
You don't want to overshadow me? Oi, cheek up! I did not come here to sell fruit and veg.
I sell knickers and clothes.
knickers and clothes. Yeah, because knickers could be used as a weapon round.
No one's bare-arsed on my store.
No one's bare-arse on your store. That's a policy I think all supermarkets should follow. Apart from you. Excellent stuff. You are a character, and the man next to you looks terrified.
I thought was going to be speaking public.
You know, what was your name?
55 years manufacturer.
I can tell.
Not to eat.
I've never seen a man grit his teeth so much. He's salvating sand.
Discusses his toe.
I can tell. I don't know if he's there or if he's a cardboard cutout. What was your name, lady? Jan. I don't know if you find this, Jan, right? I don't want to be controversial, right? There might be one in, and I don't want to split the room, right? Although it would make the weddings cheaper, right? This is just my opinion, Jan.
Yeah.
I think customers can fuck off. Am I right, sister?
I say it all day.
You say it all day with your bare arse out. Excellent. Because I don't understand what goes through your heads, right? I worked for Sainsbury's for 5 years, right? A woman come up to me once, rolled the wrapping paper around, she went, "Excuse me, love, do you reckon this'll be enough?" I said, "What, are you wrapping a tin of spam or Paul McCartney? I don't know." I said, "That's 3 meters long." She went, "How long's a metre?" I don't know, I'd been controversial as well at the time. I said, "Well, Peter Crouch is 2 meters tall. So a meter's half of a Peter Crouch." And she said, "Which half?" Fucking man, you know. I moved on from the supermarket. I work in a garden centre now. And I'll move there from one lady that's got some hanging baskets. And you'd think it's quite a chill job. I had to kick a woman out today. Genuinely, I had to ask a woman to leave because what happened was she brought the dog into the shop, right? You're not allowed to bring a dog in. Like, that's welcome, my friend, at the car park after hours. See me asking for a permit. But you're not allowed to bring a dog into the shop. So I said, "I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to leave." She said, "Oh no, it's fine. He's allowed it. He's my support dog." I said, "That's fine. I'm a man of the modern world. But it's a pug." A pug is a dog that needs a support dog its fucking self. That thing can't support its own head. Like, honest to God, new mills, it will actually drag around a dehumidifier. Because if I have a panic attack, like, what can that pug do to help other than match my breathing? Bluetooth connected, like, I don't understand. We'd be vibing, you know, like if you want to get a proper support dog, right, bring in a wolf. For me, I'll empty the till if it's what the wolf wants. Just don't blow my house down, you know. I said it in the disciplinary and I'll say it again. Personally, I think pugs are only good if they're 8 foot tall and behind you at a comic club. It's quite a sinister looking thing. I feel like if I stare at it too long, like I will be under Jan's control. Very much. Because that's. I worked in Sainsbury's for many years, right? And you meet all these fucking mad characters. As I'm sure you do. Is it a Stockport market you're on, Jan?
Absolutely not.
Where do you reside?
Royton Market.
Royton Market. Is that posh? No. Is it rough? Is it rough as fuck? Am I going to be stabbed? Will you hold my hand out of this venue? Thanks. Royton Market.
I'm posh in Royton, believe me.
You're... I don't think you need me, I just think you need Jan. By the end of this, we'll have a rally. That's what we'll have. My favourite customer back when I worked for Sainsbury's was Sean Ryder. If you don't know Sean Ryder, he's what you'd get if you drew Mancunian from memory. Easiest way to describe him, fucking gangly. Looks like he's perfectly in a lazy river, you know. I should say as well, it wasn't actually Sean Ryder. It was just somebody bearing resemblance in every single way. The only difference was it was another lady called Tracy. That was it. You know, and Tracy loved the clothes that we sold in Sainsbury's, and we didn't have a changing room. You would think, New Mills, right, that you would not take all your clothes off. she saw it as a fucking Olympic sport. Every day she'd be in stripping off, and nobody wanted to see that. She had tan lines like Billy Bear Ham, right? Nobody wanted to see that. But the customer's always right. Until one day she took it one step further. One day, Sean Ryder came in to try on a new bra. I know, I was 18. I'd never seen a topless woman before. This wasn't the one like, but she wasn't like the one on the internet, you know. When my boss sent me over, I said, Sean, you can't do it. So Tracy, you can't do that in here. She said, oh, but it was twisting me melons. I said, that's a really great reference. I said, oh no, people are looking. She said, oh, people don't care about this wolf. I'm 70. I said, I think they care more because you're 70. There are kids over there that think you're modelling balloon animals. She said, how dare you, I'm never coming back here again. I said, okay, before you do, please cover yourself up. So she picked up a roll of wrapping paper. She went, do you reckon this will be enough? All at once or not at all. Thank you very much. So, as you can imagine, saving for this wedding, it's going very well. I do this on a Wednesday night and I do basic retail job in a day. Luckily, I've got my heritage to fall back on, right? Because you think this is posh around here, right? I grew up with a World Heritage Site. Sister, yes. Called Blackpool. Yeah. Have you been? Did you enjoy yourselves? Lost most of the room. That's fair enough. I've been there. It's nice to be in a room where everyone knows what Blackpool is. You go all over the place doing this job. I was at the Edinburgh Festival. There's a lady on the front row who didn't know where Blackpool was. She was from Italy. Turns out they know nothing about culture. I said, well, it's a place that people go on holiday, but they don't really know why. People think it's nostalgia, but in a few years it's going to be underwater. You know, she said to me, she said, oh, like Venice. No. There's a thing like Venice. Venice is famous for gondolas. Blackpool's famous for gonorrhea. Very different place. It's weird growing up by the seaside, you know, because like people come from all over to do one thing I've never understood, right? Which is to ride a donkey. By show of hands, who in here has ridden a donkey at the seaside? Keep lying. Why is that entertainment to you? It's a tiny horse that shits every 5 meters. Like was somebody watching a nativity once and thought, hey, this would be better than Mary had a 99. Like, I don't get it. And the weirdest thing about being a Blackpool lad is that people I went to school with now operate donkeys professionally. It's the second biggest career in the town. After arsonist, it's insane. You know, one lad I went to school with, he was always very business-minded. He was that lad you read about in the papers because he was selling curly whirlies at freight to over 70 grand a year. You know the boy. I teach rating because he was in a higher tax bracket. He went on to run a company on the promenade, genuinely, called Shrek's Donkeys. Just painted himself green and did ginger cat leaf, 400 Doc Martens every day. Right, it's a living. Until a couple of years ago, DreamWorks, the company that made Shrek, tried to sue him for copyright, right? So he legally changed his first name to Shrek. I outsmarted Hollywood. I said, mate, you called Shrek Higginbotham. I don't think you won this one. The owner's taking the kids. It's not good. Okay, fair enough, you're a fan of him. I understand that. I'll tell you his real name, right? His real name is Jason, right? Rarely I don't tell people this, but we'll be friends again, mostly. Right? Jason's an odd man. We've all got friends like him. He's a dickhead, right? Lowercase d. You know those people? Are they in this room? Yes, right, okay. Because I just don't understand the things he says and does, right? Jason only found out recently that Gary Lineker is a real person. Before then, he just thought he was a character invented for the Walker's crisp sandwich. Fucking nutcase. Like, if we were walking through the park the other day, right, me and Jason, right, and the dog went to have a shit, right, quick as a flash, he had a sixth sense. He whips out this poo bag, right, and he catches it. Like mid-flow, he said, Jason, mate, you're like, oh, impressive. I said, mate, that's not your dog. He's like, oh, part of the herd, you know. But my favourite story about it, right, it's somewhere he got his name from, right? He said, my mum was sat looking at the calendar in the kitchen, and that's when it hit her. July, August, September, October, November. That spells Jason. So it's hereditary being a dickhead, right? It just got me thinking the person that I feel really sorry for in all of that is his sister, who was born in January, just Mange. All the line. So me and Nicola were trying to save for this wedding, and I'm quite good at it, right? I'm quite good at reserving money, but she just spends on like pointless household shit we need, right? She bought us a new Hoover recently, right? And I know some of you will have one of these, right? It's got a light on it. Ooh la la, yeah, it's a fucking sharp Hoover. I was like, that's amazing, love. But what's the light for? And she said, so in the middle of the night, you can hoover without disturbing anyone. Well, I'm not sure that's how it works. You know. Our house is full of a brand called Joseph. Are we aware of Joseph in here? You're nodding down here. Are you Joseph household madam? What do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
A series of chopping boards.
A series of chopping boards. Notice how you read it off the box there. A series of chopping boards. Not 4 chopping boards, a series of chopping boards via Disney Plus. That is exactly what they do, right? I don't, like, if you don't know Joseph R, right, I've never met either of them, but I think they're both pricks, right? You know, they'll take some chopping boards, plain bright red, put the word ergonomic on it, charge you 500 quid, right? It's insane, right? But how much do you reckon you pay for a toilet brush?
Oh, £2.
£2.
They're 50p in IKEA.
They're 50p in IKEA.
Yeah.
You didn't help yourself there. Remind me not to shake your hand at the end of the gig. 50p is too low. But all of you nil mil, I thought this was posh, but you're looking at me like, bargain. Shit's coming for 50p, that's good that. No, complete opposite end. We paid for our toilet brush £65. I know, I was there. I got a phone call from my bank. You know, that's unusual activity, right? It is pretty fucking unusual. Do you know the worst thing about our £65 toilet brush? It's for guests. I'm not even allowed to use it. I said, Nicola, I don't know what you think is happening here, but I'm not inviting my friends around for a shit. I'm not putting on a save the days, you know. You've been so lovely. Keep supporting this gig. I believe it's the first one in the big room. Are you going to come to the next one? Yeah. Just that man over there. Fucking hell. I'm going to put you be the Oasis concert, my friend. Okay. She is so embarrassed.
It's great, isn't it?
It's great, isn't it? What's your name, my friend? Graham. Okay. My friend, yeah. Graham. That's I love that, Graham.
You've got to roll with it, haven't you?
You've got to roll with it. Jesus Christ, Graham. I will have to talk it to Jan. I'm not sure that was a connection you needed to make. I'll tell you one more thing before these two make love in the car park. I love going on holiday abroad, right? Tonight this is a holiday for me. It genuinely is coming here to you people, right? I love going on holiday abroad, but she ruined it for me recently, didn't it? Because what happened was, right, we got in the back of this taxi, and she turns to me and goes, Jan, if the taxi driver asks, don't tell him that we're going on holiday. I said, why? She said, because he'll know the house is going to be empty, and he'll come back and rob it. And I said, but what does he think is happening? It's 4 a.m. I'm in a Hawaiian shirt. His sat-nav says, the airport. This is a transfer through Jet 2, love. You know, Jess Glynn on his radio giving it. What do I say when she asked? She said, I'll just tell them we work there. Yeah, just a couple of fucking pilots commuting, yeah. Who are free matching suitcase with Mickey Mouse tags on. Yeah, that's believable. I said, I'm not fucking falling for it, look. So I told them we were going to Marmaris in Turkey, just from initial assessment. I think you fellas the business cards after. It was good lads. And we come back, right, had a lovely time. Got to the front door, unlocked. She's in there, fucking told you, I said, no, like, give the benefit of the doubt. You probably just left it unlocked. What happened was, right, we go in. She runs upstairs, and I'm looking around the front room. Everything's still there. The telly's still there, the iPad's still there, all the cocaine, that's all still there. No, that's a joke, we don't have an iPad. Right, so I said, it's fine down here, love. And she shouts out to me, she goes, Jack, the Joseph toilet brush has gone. I said, are you sure? She said, hold on, let me put the big light on. You've been there, delight, that's my time. If you want to follow me, I'll be starting a conga line at the back. Way! It's at Jack Kelly on Instagram if you're that way inclined. You've been a delight. Lots of love. Cheers. Bye.